So good morning, my dear students. Today we are going to do a poem, The Last Bargain. Okay. But I'm not so happy with the response of 8th B because only 7, 8 students they participate in class. What about others? So 33 participants are there. And when we did that last chapter, the Bipin Chaudhary, it took me about 7 days to complete that chapter. Okay, and we have done one writing skill in formal letter writing, but response that I have got, that is not too good. So in between I will tell you to keep your video on and show me your book, that are you writing side by side or not. Because if I tell you the meaning of difficult words, if I tell you any kind of details, any explanation, you should jot down all the things on your book using a pencil. Only then you will be able to understand. So I'm speaking here side by side. I am looking at you, that you are writing or not. Okay, so let's begin. Side by side I'm looking, and I can tell any of the child, keep your video on and show me your book. If you don't want to show your face, that is okay, but you have to show me your book. Okay, so The Last Bargain, that this poem is written by a very famous poet Rabindranath Tagore. Okay, so in this poem, uh, what is the, first of all you should know the meaning of bargain. What is a bargain? See, bargain is a word, it means agreement. Suppose you go to any shop and you want to purchase something. Okay, and you say no, I want to give this price, and second person says no, this price is that. Then you do bargaining, and after that there is an agreement. Okay, we are ready to sell and we are ready to buy this thing on this price. You should know
मैम हिंदी में उनको बोली लगाना.
you should know the meaning of bargain. Keep yourself mute, all of you. Let me mute you. So bargain is basically, is kind of an agreement, okay, in which buyer and seller, it means both parties, both sides, they have a promise. Okay, that what they are going. And I have given you one example, that when you go for shopping and you do bargain, it means you make an agreement and this price will be sold and bought at this price. Okay, now in this point what is given, that there is one person who is looking for work. Okay, and he wants that he should be hired by someone. Hired by someone mean, it means one person to whom you will give wages, you will, to whom you will give salary, and you will tell that person to do this work. Okay, so that one person was looking for work, he was in search of work, and he was waiting to be hired, that somebody comes and hire it. He strikes a bargain but thinks it is worthless. Okay, so he tells that on this price I'm going to do work, but it was not having any importance. He tries twice again but doesn't like either. He tries this thing 2 times but he was not liked. Okay, finally in the last bargain, when he is hired for nothing whatever, he is happy as never before. What is that bargain and why is the best? But at last he was chosen by somebody to do that work. And what was that bargain? Why that person who was so disappointed, but at that time he became so happy? So that is all suspense in the poem. You will go through this poem and you will come to know that actually what happens with that person, what was that bargain about, what work was given to him. So this is all about the chapter. Okay, because there is a man who is looking for a job and he is ready to do any kind of work. Okay, because he does bargaining, that on this price I will be able to do that work. Okay, but one of the person hires him, and what happens after that, just to find out. So Taranya, you read first stanza of this poem.
Okay, ma'am. Come and hire me, I cried, while in the morning was walking on the stone-paved road, sword in the hand. The king came in, in his chariot. He held my hand and said, I will hire you with my power. But his power counted for naught, and he went away in his chariot. In the heat of the midday, the houses stood with shut doors. I wandered along the crooked lane. An old man came out with his bag of gold. He pondered and said, I will hire you with my money. He weighed his coins one by one, but I turned away. It was evening. The garden hedge was all aflower. The maid came out and said, I will hire you with a smile. Her smile paled and melted into tears, and she went back alone into the dark. The sun glistened on the sand, and the sea waves broke waywardly. A child sat playing with shells. He raised his head and seemed to know me and said, I hire you with nothing. From henceforward, that bargain, struck in child's play, made me a free man.
Okay, so this is a very beautiful poem. Okay, you people are going to enjoy the beauty of this poem. You people are going to enjoy the right meaning of this poem. That this poem looks so simple, but it has a very hidden, very beautiful meaning that you will come to know, and you will be telling me that what you have learned from this poem. But before that, you should go through this poem very, very carefully and tell me which are the rhyming words in this poem. Come and hire me, I cried while in the morning. So write, so you just to read last word of every line. Morning, road. Okay, write down, underline last words. Do you find any rhyme scheme in this poem? Hurry up. Underline last words and tell me the rhyme scheme of this poem. Who is going to tell me? Hurry up. And who is I here? You should know. I is the speaker himself. So I is a speaker. I is a speaker. So here one is a person I who is the speaker in the poem. Okay. So he says that that person was in a search of a job. Okay. Tell me, are you able to find out any rhyme scheme? Any rhyming words? It means this poem is written in no verse. It means it has no rhyme scheme. It is written in free verse. So when poem has no rhyme scheme, so we can write down that it has written in free verse. It has no rhyme, no rhyme scheme. No rhyme scheme. And you should keep this thing also in your mind that here speaker is I. Okay. So here there is one person, he wants that anyone should come and hire him because he was ready to do work. He was in a search of a job and he was ready to serve anybody, okay, on wages, on daily wages, on payment, on you can say on salary basis, okay, and he was waiting that somebody should come and hire him. So he was walking along the stony road. I was walking on the stone paved road means he was walking on the stony road and he was waiting that somebody should give him employment. Okay. Sword in hand, the king came in his track. So on the way when he was going there, so one of the king, he was carrying a sword in his hand and he was on his royal vehicle. You can see in, you can say in movies also, a vehicle on which kings move. Okay. Are you writing the meaning side by side? Let me see all of you. So it is basically royal car, or you can say vehicle. Okay. So there was one of the king who was carrying a sword in his hand and he was going in his open royal vehicle. he caught the man. Held my hand means he caught him. Write down the meaning of held. Held means caught. So he caught him by the arm and said that king was ready to hire him. And in place of that, what he was ready to give him, he said, okay, I'm ready to hire you. It means I'm going to give you employment, I'm going to give you work, but in place of that, I will give you par. Okay, but his par counted for naught. So what happened afterwards? Let me see, you are writing on your books or not? Because this poem seems simple, but it is not. In between, okay, tell me, let me see. Matangi, you show me your book. Only book on the screen. Have you written the meaning side by side? Have you written the meaning side by side? Naman, you show me. Naman, you show me your book. Those who will not show me their books, they will be marked absent today. Prabsharan Jod, you show me your book. Those who are not
Yes, ma'am.
are being marked absent by me. Yes. Good. So in between, I can tell any of the child to show me their books that they have written the meanings or not. So when king gave him offer that he was ready to hire him with his par, but this offer was rejected because par had no attraction for the man. So in this paragraph, what is the gist? What is the gist? That par has no attraction. It means he was not impressed with the par, that if I'm going to give you work, if I'm going to work for you, and in place of that, I am going to get a par from that great king. So he said no. Okay. So it means par was having no value. So after that, in the heat of the midday, what is the meaning of midday? Midday, you can say
12 o'clock.
midday means afternoon, bache. Write down meaning. Afternoon. Okay, so midday is afternoon. And write down the meaning of wandered. Wandered means went around. Went around. Okay. Crooked. What is the meaning of crooked? Crooked means not straight. Not straight. Okay. Lane. Lane means street. Street. Clear. And there is another word, pondered. Pondered means thought. You write down the meanings of these difficult words, only then you'll be able to understand the meaning of the stanza. Now let's enjoy the beauty of this stanza. In the heat of the midday, the houses stood with shut doors. Now what happens? Suppose it is very hot summer day. It is the time of afternoon. Do you keep your gates open in the time of afternoon when there is a hot day? Tell me, do you keep the doors open, gates open of your house? No, not at all. So basically it was a time of afternoon and all the doors of every house were completely shut. Okay. And I wandered means I was just going. Okay. And he was moving through a lane, through a street. And this street was not, you can say, straight. It was irregular. It was not straight. It was like zigzag like that. It was not clear. It was not straight. So all of a sudden, one old man came and he was having what in his hand? He was having a bag which was full of gold coins. Okay, so when that old man came to know that this person is in search of a job, he requires a job, so he said, okay, I'm going to hire you because you have to do my work, and in place of that, what will I give you? I will give you a lots of money. I will give you a lots of money. It means when it was a time of scorching heat, it was a time of hot summer day when all the doors were completely shut. People were taking rest, having a rest in their houses. And I, as a speaker of the poet, he was wandering, he was going here and there, moving here and there, and he was going through not a straight lane, not a straight street. This street was, you can say, like zigzag or not straight. uh, so one of the old men came and he offered him that, okay, I'm having that this bag full of gold, and if you are going to work for me, if I'm going to hire you, so in place of that, what thing I will be giving you? I will be giving you a lots of money. Okay, he weighed his coins one by one, but I turned away. What is the meaning of turned away? Tell me. What is the meaning of turned away? Are you writing? Turned away. So turned away means did not accept that offer. Turned away means did not accept. But when this proposal was given to him, okay, I'm going to hire you, and in place of that, what I will be giving you? I will be giving you lots of coin or lots of money, lots of wealth. But the speaker did not accept that offer. He turned away. He did not accept that offer at all, and he moved away from that place. So, what is the gist of this stanza? What is the gist of that? That wealth has no attraction. Wealth has no attraction for the speaker. For the speaker. It means in first stanza we have come to know that when king offered him a lot of power, he was not attracted towards power. Okay, he was not ready to hire himself, and he was not ready to take power in place of that. So in second paragraph, when so much wealth was offered to him, so wealth was not having any attraction for the speaker. He was not ready to hire himself and ready to take wealth in place of that. Clear? Gist of the poem is clear, first and second. If it is clear, shall I move further if you have written the meanings and these lines also? The gist of this stanza I have told you. Shall I move further? Show me thumbs up. Show me other student thumbs up if you think that it is clear and I should move further. Okay, bachche. Others are sleeping or active in my class. Let me see. I don't want passive listener. I want active listener. They should participate. Now, after afternoon, what was time? It was evening, and there was a garden hedge. Now I'm going to tell you the meanings of difficult words. It was evening, and it was the garden hedge was all aflower. The fair maid came out and said, I will hire you with a smile. Her smile paled and melted into tears, and he went back alone into the dark. So in morning, he got a chance to meet with the king. In afternoon, he got a chance to meet with an old man. Now it was an evening time, and with whom he get a chance to meet. So write down the meanings. Hedge. What is that hedge? Hedge is the meaning of hedge is you can say fence, covering, fence. Okay. A flower. All a flower means covered with flowers. Covered with flowers. Okay. Maid. Here, what is the meaning of a maid? Maid means girl. Okay. Paled. Paled means became weak. Melted. Melted means dissolved. Dissolved. So now try to understand the meaning of this stanza. Now it was a time of evening. Okay. And the hedges you can say fence. Fence uh, you can say outer area. Okay. So the hedges around the garden, they were completely covered with flowers. And in that, in evening, a very beautiful maiden, very beautiful girl came out, and she offered him that I am ready to hire you. And in place of that, I will give you a smile. Okay. But that girl also got disappointment, because after some time her smile turned into tears and she was lost into darkness. It means her offer was also not accepted by that narrator, that speaker. Okay, means it means that beauty, he was not attracted towards beauty. So gist of this poem is beauty has no attraction, because that girl was so beautiful. She was having so many flowers. Okay, she was having very smiling face. Okay, she was so beautiful. She could attract that speaker, but speaker was not attracted towards beauty. And after some time, her smile turned into tears and she became disappointed. Okay, now let's move to next stanza. The sun glistened on the sand and the sea waves broke waywardly. A child sat playing with shells. He raised his head and seemed to know me and said, I hire you with nothing. From henceforward, then bargain struck in child's play made me a free man. Okay, very beautiful stanza. If you will come to know about the meanings only, then you will be enjoying the beauty of this stanza. So what is given here? Write down the meaning of difficult words first. Then I will be telling you the meaning in simple words. Glistened. So glistened means you can say shining. Shone. Second form. Shone. Okay. Waywardly. But you write down meanings on your books. These meanings will make your poem easy. Without a play, or you can say style. Okay. After that, shells. Shells, I think you all might know this meaning. Hard covering of sea animals. And we really love to have shells. It is found near beaches. It is found near beach. Okay. After that, henceforward. Henceforward. Henceforward means after that. After that. Okay. The last difficult word is struck. Struck means fix the deal. Fixed the deal. Now, bache, what is given here? It was a time of now sunlight. Okay. Why sunlight? How can you say? Because the sun was shining. It was having a golden rays. So when sun had golden rays, it means the sun is about to set. It was a time of sunlight setting, okay, on the sand. When sunlight was spreading, so it was seeming that it was shining like a gold. So it was sunset time, and sea waves were there, and sea waves were beating their heads on the shore, okay, on the edge of a sea waves were there, and they were just breaking up waywardly. Waywardly means without any play, without any style, sea waves were moving here and there. Okay. And what was the activity of children at that time? During sunset, children were enjoying that time. They were sitting near sea beach and they were playing with shells. It was a time of sunset.
मेरा रोल नंबर लिखे माधव दा रोल
अरे वो नहीं
What happens? Why do you keep yourself unmute and speak like that in between? So it was a time of sunset. Children were there. They were playing. Sea waves were rolling. Sea waves were moving, and they were playing. Okay, and they were beating with the shore, with the edge of a sea. And there was a child who was playing with seashells. Okay. Now child offered him that, okay, I'm ready to hire you, but in place of that, what I'm going to offer you? So what price was given by child? Tell me. What price was given by child? It was gold. It was money. What was that? What child was having with him? He was having nothing. He said, okay, I'm going to hire you. You have to do work for me. Which work? You have to play with me. You have to make me busy. You have to be always busy with me. But in place of that, what prize I'm going to give you, that I'm going to hire you, it means at any time you have to play with me. You have to be engaged with me. You have to remain busy with me. But in place of that, what offer I'm going to provide you? Nothing. So beautiful this stanza is, because child is a child. He has nothing to pay. Okay. From henceforward means after that, bargain struck. It means bargain. It means whatever the deal, it was struck. It means the deal was fixed. Now the deal was fixed. Okay. That speaker accepted that deal from that boy. Okay. That he was ready to do play with him, and now that speaker, he became now a free man. Free man means he was not bound. He was not bound in anything. Okay. So the deal was finalized. He joined the child in that game. He started playing with him. And now after that, he realized he loved. What is the gist of the stanza? He loved to be a free man. Now, did you understand the meaning of this stanza? Every person is in bound. If you look in your surrounding, Every person is having one bargain. Every person is having deal. You do me, you give me this thing. In place of that, I will give you this thing. Isn't it? You give me this thing. In place of that, I will be giving you this thing. This is a deal. If you don't give me this thing, in place of that, I will not be providing you this thing. It happens in our surrounding daily. But when speaker of the poem, he thought that he should not feel attracted towards par, that I'm going to do this thing, in place of that I will be getting par. No, he did not accept this thing. He thought that I have to do that work. By working this, I will be getting a lot of money and wealth. He accepted it. No, he was not attracted towards that. After that, he was not attracted towards beauty. Only he chose that he wanted to be a free man without any tension, without any worries. He wanted to enjoy his life and he wanted to behave like a child. This offer was accepted by him. Very beautiful poem. So, bache, time is running out, but one work I'm going to give you. After this poem, there are some questions. You have to go through these questions and these questions will be discussed tomorrow. But I think first and second question we can discuss now. Who is the speaker in the poem? Hurry up, tell me, raise your hands. Who is the speaker in the poem? Four participants have raised his hand. This is the response I'm getting. After explaining this poem for half an hour, this response only four were able to understand who is the speaker in the poem. Yes, Janvi?
Yes, ma'am. A daily wage earner who is looking for a job is the speaker of this poem.
There is a man who is looking for a job, who is ready to work on a daily wages. He is the speaker in the poem. Simple. The king, sword in hand, suggests wealth par, more par than wealth. What is that? It is wealth or it is par, because there is a phrase that is used, the king sword in hand. It means there is a king who is having a sword in his hand. So this phrase suggests what? Wealth par or more par than wealth. What is the appropriate answer according to you? Type in chat box. Yes, all are writing correct answer. It is par. Okay. The old man offered the speaker a lot of money. Why did he turn down the offer? Why did he not accept the offer which was given by old man? Because old man was having a bag which was full of gold. So this third, fourth and fifth answer you have to find on your own, and these answers will be discussed tomorrow. Okay, now it is a break time. We should have a break. Okay, after that I have third period. You also have third period. So I think I should over this class. We will continue this third, fourth, fifth question in detail. And I want my all students should be ready with their answer and they should all be eager to tell me the answer. Okay, students, now thank you. Take care of yourself, do your study and have a nice day.